We have just got word of the full Team of the Year 11 men's team leaked, and plus a couple of women's cards that have been leaked as well, which is pretty exciting. We got that, plus Team of the Year warm-up series has begun with some Evos and stuff like that. It's pretty much full Team of the Year swing at this point. We also got some news about Team of the Year cards that is kind of interesting and a little controversial, but some people liked it, some people hated it, and we'll talk about it. It's kind of complicated. We got other Team of the Year news, some pack leaks as well. There's a bunch of random shit to get into. I should be sounding better today, I think. I'm sorry for not uploading yesterday. I felt like ass. Sam Darnold turned into a pumpkin. I was in misery watching that game last night. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. It was not good, but anyway, okay. On to our evolution actually that came out today. We'll start with this first because Team of the Year Evo Star 1 came out, and it was a bit confusing. People were wondering, like, how is this going to work exactly? Because if you guys didn't see the screenshot or EA's kind of first post about it, it was this image here where it shows a card going from, you know, whatever the base card is, up to a 92 rated with Anticipate Plus and Pinged Pass Plus, and he can play center mid and CDM with a 5-star weak foot too, which is pretty nice. So this is what this card will eventually turn into, and the way to get this card is basically do a bunch of different objectives. So I think they said one will be in daily play, one's in the daily login, obviously, that came out today. There's going to be a bunch of different places that you can upgrade this Evo to get him to like that 92 rated card, and that's how you complete him. And also every single Evo fits together, if that makes sense. So no matter what card you put in here, it will fit into the next evolution. So you're not just basically making a singular card here and that's where it ends. And no matter what card you put in here will fit into all of the next ones as well. So you don't have to worry about putting too good of a card in here. Like if I put Saliba in, right, I don't have to worry about him being too good because, oh no, he won't fit into the next one. Apparently that's not going to be the case. So, and no matter what fits in here, it'll all fit in all of the future Evos as well. So that's kind of a cool way to do it. Keep things kind of engaged with like daily play stuff while giving us a really good card in the process. That's cool. Also, I don't know how we know this yet, but apparently we do know this. And that is if you put in a card with a playstyle plus already, you're going to get Pinged Pass instead of Anticipate, which is a bit annoying, but that's kind of how they've always done it. Now, I don't know how we know this yet exactly. I don't know if that's kind of like an assumption or if we definitely know this as a matter of fact, but eafc news says that it's going to not get Anticipate Plus. It's going to get Pinged Pass Plus if you put in like this Varane card, right? So I don't know. Apparently that's confirmed already, but I guess that's not too much of a surprise there. And apparently we're going to get more Team of the Year Evos as we go on here as well. I also wanted to mention quickly the League SBCs were supposed to expire today at content time, and then they didn't. So what ended up happening was there's like 4 hours left on them or 6 hours left, something like that on the SBC. And then they ended up refreshing it like before content today. They ended up refreshing it to 27 days before content even came out. So there was no changes in them at all. If you were thinking that there was going to be, there were no changes at all. So I don't know what the point was in having it expire today at content time, if it was like literally pointless. So also quick reminder, guys, if you're new here, A3x10s, we're going to open all of these. Obviously we're going to open A3x5s as well, saving up all the packs. We're up to 500 almost now for Team of the Year pack opening on Friday the 24th right here on this channel. Now Team of the Year news began, and before we even get into the leaks itself, we have to talk about the fact that they will have 3 playstyle pluses this year instead of 2. That's the news that FUT Sheriff leaked a little bit after leaking the Team of the Year, but wanted to begin with this leak here. So they're going to get 3, which did cause some debate. People were wondering, like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Why? I think people would have seen this coming if Numero FUT had 2 playstyle pluses, but they didn't. They only had 1. So I guess we're going to be seeing Team of the Year cards that are really, really good. I mean, they're going to be above the power curve hella, which is what they always are, but especially considering most teams are going to have 1 playstyle plus cards in there, and these are going to have 3, which last year was like 1 to 2, and you know, is 1 to 3 that much different than 1 to 2? We'll have to see what they look like and what the other promo cards now will look like too. I'm assuming that means honorable mentions will all end up with 2, right? They'll all probably have 2, you would assume. Team of the Year icons, will they have 3? That'll be tough to know. The most of them will probably have 2, I would guess. Maybe the top end ones would have 3, like Winter Wild Cards was as well. That would be my guess there, but that's the first news we got, and the stats are not confirmed here or anything, or play styles, anything like that. But when you see the concept steps of these cards with all 2 playstyle pluses in just a second here. They won't just have 2, so keep that in mind. And here's exactly where you're going to get all of the chains in that Evo from. If you guys want to look at this quickly, daily login we got today, daily play objective. There's going to be a cup where you get 2 of them. There's going to be a daily play objective again, and there's going to be a draft objective as well where you get all of the chains there. So that's where they're all going to be at. But okay, we move on. The first team of the year card leaked in the whole year was Cole Palmer. He is going to make it in the team. Stats are predicted, obviously. They have 2 playstyle pluses here, which they don't have. So that's what they all are going to be today. But yes, Cole Palmer was the first card leaked, and that got everybody hyped up because I think he deserves it. And people were wondering if he was going to make it or not. And with this, it pretty much confirmed that the midfield was going to be Palmer, Rodri, and Bellingham. That's kind of what people assumed. And we'll talk about if that was actually correct here in just a second. But Palmer was the first to make it in. Mo Salah makes it in, which I think is about time. After all these years, he makes it in, and this year he definitely deserves it. So that was very cool. That caused, I mean, the engagements on these tweets were crazy, by the way. Fut Sheriff's probably making a bag off this shit this year. So he was the second one leaked. The third one leaked was Grimaldo, actually. Grimaldo makes it in the team. No Teo, apparently. That's also one of the next up graphics here. Is Teo Hernandez is not in the team of the year, and it is going to be Alejandro Grimaldo making it in, which good for him, you know. Getting some Leverkusen inclusion in here, I think is nice, and it's cool to see him make it in. But some people were upset that there was no Teo, which, I mean, we'll live. Okay, we'll live considering Teo's fucking insane. And next up is Saliba in the team of the year as well. And then after this leak was when Fut Police Leaks came in and was like, okay, I'm leaking the whole fucking team. But take in that Saliba's getting the team of the year, which that card is going to be obviously ridiculous. And then Fut Police Leaks comes in hot and says, let's cancel Fut Sheriff team of the year leaks. And he just tweets this out, which is a bunch of players. So Mbappe's in the team. People were wondering if he would get in. He does make it in. Vinny makes it in, which we all kind of assumed. Bellingham, Rodri, they do make it. That is the midfield 3 there. Virgil van Dijk makes it in once again. Emi Martinez, though, he makes it in the team of the year for the first time, which is pretty cool. He is going to be the goalkeeper there. Cole Palmer, Mo Salah, we've seen already. But then the women's team, we've got the first 4 women's cards leaks. We got Bomati, who we assumed would be in it. Puteas makes it in. Hansen makes it in. And Wrighton makes it in as well. And of course, all 4 of those women's cards are going to be ridiculous, but those are the only 4 we've got at the moment. But the men's side, you know, what do you think about that? Van Dijk back in the team once again. Jude Bellingham's in it. Kind of not really too surprising, I suppose, in there. But then we also got this tweet, which was from EA Sports FC leak, which, as we know, has had mostly right leaks in the past, but he was wrong about the Attacking Avalanche 2 Evo recently, so keep that in mind. He's got the full team of the year leaked here, and we have 10 of the 11. The 11th player we don't have is actually Danny Carvajal, so he makes it in, apparently, according to EA Sports FC leak. The rest we now have seen, and they are official. So Carvajal apparently makes it in, but take that with a grain of salt slightly. I mean, it makes sense why he would make it in, but obviously he was wrong about the last leak, so there's a chance that this is an incorrect leak. And there was this graphic here that Rudiger did not make it in the team. Obviously, that's deduced by people by now, but some were saying that, you know, Saliba and Van Dijk didn't deserve it over Rudiger. What do you guys think about that? It's obviously like, I mean, it's never going to be perfect. It's just never going to be. Rudiger will get an honorable mention card. He's going to be good. I mean, you know he's going to be good. But as of right now, that's pretty much it. And the interesting thing is there's no SBC leaks at all right now. It's all like team of the year players here and the icons, obviously. We have seen already, right, clicking on this image, these are all the cards that are in the team stats, not confirmed at all, but we have all of the players and pretty much the teams here. And I'm assuming we'll get honorable mentions news soon, but no SBCs at all yet. No team of the year icon SBCs, no, none of that, which does make you wonder a bit, like, why have we seen none? Is there just no leaks? Are people hiding them? You know, God knows. But FIFA Trading Romania, who always is like the tierest of 1 right by Fut Sheriff, he says team of the year cards with 3 playstyle pluses, icon SBCs might be juiced, and maybe you could say he might know a thing or two about that, you know, them being juiced. It's just speculation, and that's really all we've got at the moment for SBCs, so we'll keep you updated with that when we hear about it. But definitely an interesting one, and this kind of sparks a debate, right? Because here's this Coman card they just released a couple days ago. It has 1 playstyle plus, and now we're gonna get cards with 3, and there's not many cards right now with 2 at all, and there's no promo team between now and team of the year, so we're not going to be able to like flood the market a bit with like a full team of the year, or sorry, a full promo before team of the year with 2 playstyle plus cards. So we're going to end up basically going from 1 to 3 in terms of the top end stuff, obviously, right? So really an interesting way to do the power curve, kind of, because most cards and players only have 1 in most slots in their team, but some people will be able to have 3 in multiple slots if you end up spending a lot of money on the game, which this could create made a lot of pay to win here, you know, because 3 is so much more than 1. Thanks, Captain Obvious. But you know what I mean? It's such a big gap there that you do wonder, like, what is the plan per se? Maybe honorable mentions will all have 2 and there'll be some cheap cards in there, and that's kind of their plan throughout. But it does make you wonder, you know, why release this card like this when in, I guess, really just 3 days time from now and 5 days from this card being released, you're gonna have cards with 3 in the game. I don't know. What do you guys make of that? And also, of the most voted Team of the Year 11, it looks like only 1 player didn't actually make it in the Team of the Year. It looks like Rudiger was in the most voted, and then Grimaldo made it over him. And other than that, that is the full Team of the Year 11 right here, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that actually played a part in it at all, because usually Team of the Year voting is kind of a sham, but it got 10 out of 11 correct, which is kind of crazy. We got some new packs added here. Some are going to be Team of the Year warm-up, so I wanted to talk about that. There's an 87 plus player pick pack, which is kind of interesting because this one could be anything, I guess, or could be anywhere, I guess is a better way to say it, because there's no description here at all, which makes you think that is it a store pack or is it going to be somewhere else? Now, usually the store packs have bigger descriptions and stuff like that, but got a 10 times defenders, midfielders, and attackers, which are 83 by 10s, by the way. There we have our, I think, the first like 82 by 100 of the year coming up in the store, of course. And on my second channel later, I'm going to talk about something with the store packs and a kind of a bit of a disappointing sort of sentiment I've been seeing in terms of some of the creators in the community a bit. It feels like we just stopped caring about the store pack stuff. Like we just stopped, and like people just don't give a shit, I guess, anymore about it. I know a lot of money's being made off of that stuff, so it's hard to actually put an end to it. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. And then here are the 83x5 packs that we've seen those already. This was pre-content time today. But the bigger thing I wanted to talk about with this is actually that there's no exchanges here, right? There's no exchange packs, which you would expect to maybe see if they were coming very soon. So maybe there's a chance that they don't come before Team of the Year this year, or they just are going to wait a little bit longer. I mean, they might be leaked tomorrow or something like that. But if these are all the Team of the Year warm-up packs we're going to see, because they all kind of refresh and they're kind of released already, and then we have a couple more coming, like the 83x10s, maybe we won't see it during Team of the Year warm-up. Maybe we have to wait a little bit longer. But obviously, once they get leaked, we'll talk about it on the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And also, I've seen just constant spam about this. I don't know if this is interaction farming or what this is here, but I'm seeing the 4-2-1-3 is like broken. Everyone's playing it. It's the best formation in the game. It's the old 4-3-2-1. I mean, I'm hearing everything about it. I haven't really played it much or even played against it as much as people say. That might just be me, in my experience. But is this formation broken? Is it just too good? Is it impossible to stop? Is it just park the bus and counterattack? You know, I don't know. I haven't really played it much against it or used it. So let me know what you guys think about it. And there are a lot of these tweets today too, talking about the pack weight. Last year when the full Team of the Year dropped, the pack weight actually also dropped with it, despite there being more packs or more cards in packs. Sorry. Last year, the same 300k pack had a 4.1% chance on Friday when the defenders were only in packs, and then the next Saturday when the full Team of the Year was in packs, it was only a 2.2% chance at a Team of the Year. So pack weight does drop quite a bit as the week goes on when the full Team of the Year comes out into packs, which doesn't really make much sense, but that's just how it works. We'll see if that happens again this year. But honestly, like for if you're saving packs and you want to open all of them for the defenders or all for the attackers, like the odds, are they that much better to hold on to them when you can only get like a certain 3 defenders, or are they going to be better off opened your saved packs talking when you can just pack anything, even though it's slightly less of a chance? I don't know once again what the right answer is there. I mean, I'm personally going to just save for the full Team of the Year. I think it's just more fun that way. And keep in mind, guys, you're probably not going to pack one. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, especially with 3 playstyle pluses, I think honorable mentions are going to be popping up way more than Team of the Years are. And this might be one of the hardest years to pack a Team of the Year card if they're going to have 3 playstyle pluses. I mean, it is going to be maybe the hardest year ever to pack a Team of the Year card, because they'll be some of the best cards we've had. They'll be some of the best Team of the Year cards we've seen in a long time. So don't get your hopes up on packing one is the point. And also with the market, like, does that affect the market at all, seeing that 3 playstyle plus cards are coming? Honestly, yes, because if SBCs come out with 3 playstyle pluses, good luck. The market's gonna die. If there's a Team of the Year icon SBC that comes out and has 3 playstyle pluses, and many teams right now have 1 playstyle plus cards everywhere, everyone's gonna do everything to complete that SBC, no matter what position it's in, no matter what. If it has 3 playstyle pluses, even if 1's fucking flare plus, I don't know, if it has 3, everyone's gonna complete that shit. Get ready for the market to keep dropping. interesting. I think that we might want to wait until that first Sea of the Year day even to start buying. Maybe even that first weekend as well if we're going to see a lot of SBCs. I don't know. I still think there's going to be a good buy time that weekend. Talking about this coming weekend. I just think that it's a very murky situation with such a big playstyle plus difference all of a sudden that we can expect on cards, that it's interesting. I still think it's going to be relatively the same trend we've talked about, just it might take a little bit longer for cards to rise up and might be a little bit more of a dip on this weekend than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's read my incredibly handsome subscribers comment section now. We've got, is Attacking Avalanche 2 ever coming? No. I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately. It is gone. It's donezo. It's a lost cause, my friend. Anubis says, the time is money. You might not spend real currency, but you are spending time. You can make money back, but you can't get time back. And this is actually a good argument for the people who say, like, I spend 20 bucks here and there, 50 bucks here and there because I make money and like I'll make it back and that saves me time and like I can't get my time back. Like it's hard for me to disagree with that person. Like it's hard for me to sit here and be like, no, you shouldn't do that, when it's like it probably just helps them and they're gonna make the money back anyway. Like they've got it to spend, so what does it hurt really? And keep in mind, I totally agree with this comment. Like I totally agree with it. It's just kind of funny that like it sort of goes against one of my points that I like to preach, kind of. It's like, don't spend money on the game, right? Because I personally don't think that you should, but yet if you play the game a lot and you want to save some time that you can't get back, spending money on the game that you think you can just freely spend, that's not a lot of money. I mean, what's really the harm in that, right? To me, where the harm comes in, it's like a collective thing, right? It's sort of like an enabling of how EA treat us. That's kind of what it more is to me, rather than like the spending itself. Like you spending money isn't necessarily the bad part. It's more so that money's going to EA, where it's sort of like enabling the changes they've made over the years that have shafted us, because it used to be more beneficial to spend a lot of time in the game and it's just not as much anymore. And the thing is too, is that's debatable as well. So, you know, I try and be as objective as I can be, right? I have my beliefs and like attempt to challenge that often as much as I obviously can, not to say that I'm perfect or anything like that. It is true that you can spend money on the game and it's not really, you could argue that it's honestly less of a deal than spending time on the game. Like you could argue that. I just think it's also like when you spend money on the game, you're not just like, you know, giving an X amount of dollars and you get exactly what you want out of it. It's a gambling as well. There's that part of it too. And then like underage kids can do the same thing. So that's kind of where like the problem comes in my head. But this comment itself, I think is exactly right. And people that spend money on the game because of things like this comment, it's hard for me to sit on my high horse and say, no, you fucking idiot. Like it's hard to do that. A lot of the comments last video were people telling me that I'm not old, and you know what? I needed that and I appreciate that. And I love seeing like a lot of the people in here that are like, yeah, I'm 40 and I still play the game. Like I've been playing games all my life, or I'm 15. You are washed. It's kind of funny seeing the huge age gap that we have here. I like the fact that my content is more catered towards older people though. I do definitely like that. Like my biggest demographic actually is 25 to 32. That's my biggest demographic, which looking at like other analytics pages out there, I feel like it's actually pretty old. And I enjoy that because I enjoy like the intelligent discussion more so than, or at least obviously attempting intelligent discussion. Not to say that we have the most intelligent discussion all the time, considering, you know, cum jokes, gay jokes, mommy here and there, you know, not the most intelligent ever, but we attempt to be intelligent. And I'm just obviously very thankful of the community that we've built here. And yeah, I think that's it. And thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. Love you all. See you soon. Peace.